We all know how the SBA turned the EIDL rollout into one heck of a cluster, leaving millions of US businesses with nothing but headaches and despair. Luckily, the private sector is stepping up to the plate and filling in the void. In today's video, I will cover 5 amazing small business stimulus grants that are much better than the SBA's EIDL program. You can kind of think of this as EIDL 2.0, but done right without all the government incompetence. Hello and welcome to Stephen Carlson Show. I'm Stephen Carlson. I'm a tech entrepreneur, real estate investor, author, YouTuber, and volunteer paramedic. Across the United States, small businesses that form the economic backbone of our communities now face immediate and oftentimes crushing financial pressure because of the pandemic. Many small businesses that were forced to shut down temporarily are now at serious risk of never reopening. And even those small businesses that can operate remotely or with limited on-site hours face significant revenue shortfalls. With little or no reserves to pay their expenses, many have no choice but to lay off their workers and close their doors forever. Now make sure you stay tuned to the very end of the video for a special small business stimulus program bonus. Number 5, Lowe's. Lowe's has committed $55 million and created a grant program to provide the emergency grant assistance that small businesses so desperately need to stay afloat. $30 million of these dollars will focus on small businesses owned or led by minorities and women, who often lack access to affordable capital. Then $25 million will support enterprises in rural communities, which typically face even more hurdles than the urban counterparts due to their limited access to bank credit, capital, and other support services. They will be giving grants of $20,000 to small business owners to help meet their most immediate needs. Eligible expenses include paying rent and utilities, meeting payroll, paying outstanding debt to vendors, upgrading technology infrastructure, and other immediate operational costs. Number 4, Facebook. Facebook is offering $100 million in cash grants and ad credits to 30,000 eligible small businesses that work within the countries in which Facebook currently has offices. And you can use this money to help pay your rent and other operational costs. To be eligible to apply, you must have at least 2 employees but no greater than 50, have been in business for over a full year, experience some sort of economic challenges due to the current pandemic, and be in or located near one of the cities in which Facebook operates. Facebook also has a second program set up for Black-owned businesses with an additional $100 million in grants. Now, unfortunately, the first program appears to be closed at the moment for most locations within the US, but Black-owned businesses, that portal is still open. Either way, if I were you, I would bookmark both pages and check back regularly, as you never know if Facebook reopens the first program as well. Now, before I continue, if this information was helpful for you, please consider sharing this with a friend and posting it on Facebook, etc. Doing so really helps promote this channel, and I appreciate it. Number 3, Freelancers Relief Fund. As shutdowns to contain the spread of the virus have placed many U.S. businesses and independent workers with the greatest threat to their financial livelihoods in financial history. Freelancers work without the traditional protections such as paid sick leave and unemployment insurance. At the same time, they make up 1/3 of the U.S. workforce and contribute over $1 trillion to the country's GDP. While we wait for the idiots at the SBA to actually fully approve the grants and loans, people still have to pay their rent, they need to buy groceries, pay their utilities, and so on. So that's what's really great about the Freelancers Relief Fund. Through that nonprofit or subsidiary called Working Today, they will provide grants to freelancers experiencing economic hardship or a health crisis as a result of the current pandemic. This Freelancers Relief Fund will offer financial assistance of up to $1,000 per freelance household to cover some income and essential expenses not covered by the SBA or other grant relief programs. This grant can be used to pay for food supplies, pay utility payments, cash assistance towards other income loss. Now, currently there is a waiting list for this grant as it was so popular when it first opened, but I think they're going to reopen this, so just in case, why don't you join their wait list to find out. Number 2, Honeycomb Credit. Now, this isn't exactly a grant, but still an excellent option for small businesses in a pinch. You can borrow between $15,000 and $75,000 in working capital interest-free for 45 days. Now, after 45 days, then the interest range is between 3.75% and 5% for a 3-year fixed term. And there's no early prepayment penalty, so if you have your money, you can pay it back and save a lot of money in your interest. Now, before I get to the number 1 tip, which is huge, and also to the bonus tip, did you know that Webull is giving away free stocks? And one of those stocks that they're giving away could be valued up to $1,400. Yes, I know, free is great. Just make sure you use the link in the description below, open up your brokerage account with $100 today, and you will get your 2 free stocks. And you also help support this channel. All right, now back over to the list. Number 1, a massive list of grant programs for each locality throughout the country. The Institute for Local Self-Reliance has published a list of hundreds of local grants for small businesses throughout the country. And there's probably a grant in just about every location. Here's just a few examples, but like I said, there's grants for every part of the country. In Alabama, one of the cities has approved to use municipality funds to cover interest payments on loans up to $25,000 from participating banks and small businesses within the area. The city has committed an additional $500,000 to interest payments and half of the general fund of economic development budget. The municipality of Anchorage, Alaska dedicated $1 million in grants to small businesses negatively affected by the pandemic. Businesses are eligible to apply if they have no more than 7 employees at any time in 2019, had less than $1 million in gross revenue in 2019, and have a physical location within the city. There are certain types of businesses in Anchorage that are not eligible for this, including some franchises, payday lenders, pawn shops, bingo halls, and businesses whose clientele must be over the age 18, gentlemen's clubs. They're not eligible. Up to 20% of the program's grants must be earmarked for sole proprietors and 20% for nonprofits. Now, a bonus tip. As many of you guys know, I'm the co-founder of AutoCorner, one of the nation's leading online market platforms for independent used car dealerships. And I know personally just how hard this economic downturn has hit car dealerships. So with this in mind, AutoCorner is giving away 6 free months of our service for 100 independent used car dealers. To be eligible, you must not be a current AutoCorner customer and must transfer your current website from your current provider over to AutoCorner. To apply, just comment down below and tell me that you're a car dealership, and I will randomly select up to 100 dealers. Now, very important, do not put your contact information in the comment, as YouTube will mark that as spam, I won't see it, and you will not be eligible. Thank you very much for watching. Please make sure you click subscribe and like. Doing so really helps with the YouTube algorithm, and I appreciate it. Thanks, and I'll see you on the next one.